Welcome back. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Archie Scott, and I've just been going through the journey that majority of you guys are or are considering, which is a spinal fusion. And I am back home. If you have been watching any of the other videos, I'm back home now. Today is the January the 6th. It's 12:55. I had my L4 and L5 spinal fusion T-lift completed on January 4th, and it started at 12:30. There's a lot that we would need to go over, and I hope that you have the time and I guess the interest, in case you are going through this yourself, to see things from, I guess, my perspective, or maybe there's questions that you also will have. So I guess let's break it down. Getting to the hospital was pretty easy. It was almost as if they knew what they were doing when we got there to admit ourselves to the hospital. It only took, I felt like 5 minutes for them to get me back into the staging or the waiting room. They had me undressed. They asked a lot of questions that basically became repetitive, but just for safety and following their hospital policies and protocols is probably necessary. I was only in there for about an hour and a half because we got to the hospital at right around like 10:15. So got in there, got changed out, had some family members that were able to come and sit with me inside of that room as the hospital staff were coming in. There was a lot of people that came in too. You had your nurse, you had the anesthesiologist, you had my surgeon came in and spoke with me, and then also there was another guy that came in. I can't really recall what his function was, but he had something to do with the nerve endings. So he was explaining to me when I'm going to be up under the anesthesia, he was going to be putting pins in my legs just to make sure that the surgeon, my doc, was nowhere near cutting them or doing anything like that. So yeah, after that, they took me into the operating room. They showed me around a little bit, and then they gave me the drip, and I was waking back up in the recovery room, which was, I was very groggy. You don't really know what's going on. They're asking you questions, seeing if you're okay, and at that point in time it was just a lot to come into, but they did a tremendous job. After that, we took the little trip up to my room, and then and there was where everything started to set in. They gave me a pain pump, which was so needed. That I was trying to use it and then trying to use it sparingly. I did not think that I was going to have that bad of muscle spasms. The muscle spasms that first night were horrific. Just the amount of pain that was just pulsating, and then it would stop, and then it would come back on, and then it would stop, and then it would come back on. But I was just, my wife was just telling me to breathe like I was in a Lamaze class, and that really did help with focus and center me so that I could, deal with the pain. So that was pretty much the first night. That first morning, waking up, I had used the pain pump a couple of times, which was morphine, so it wasn't that bad. I was able to lay on my back and then transition over to my side, which that's the way I prefer to lay instead of on the incisions. And moving forward from that, the nursing staff was really good. They were really good to me. We didn't have any issues with the nursing staff being tentative. I remember that there was the head nurse. She had came in and just wanted to make herself available. She wanted to make sure that my recovery experience at the hospital was above par, which for me, it was. It definitely was. I didn't have really no complaints. And I'm just thankful that I had a team of medical providers that were just so genuine and helpful. So, my doctor came in, both of my doctors, my primary care provider and my surgeon came in. We had it at my hospital that my primary care provider is at, but my surgeon, he works with the hospital also. So something about insurances won't allow your surgeon do the actual procedure at their clinic or hospital. So I had to have it, completed at the Spine Institute at the hospital that my primary is. I wish I could have had it done at one house so that all this stuff would have just been with, one person, which would have been my surgeon and then also my pain management doctor. It's just, one thing to just look out for is if you don't really mind having 2 or 3 hands in play, then to me it still worked out. It's just, more hands in the cookie jar type of thing. So if I could have had it all done at my surgeon's office, it would have been like, one-stop shop for my checkups, for my PT, for my medication, all that stuff could have been handled there. And so now I got a couple of appointments that are coming up. One's at the hospital and one's at my surgeon's clinic. So I'm just quite interested to see how that's going to go. They just kept coming in asking me how things were going, wanting to see if I needed to adjust any medications or how the pain was. Which for me, man, the pain was really on a daily basis, without moving, without doing all that stuff, was around a 2. The pain that I was experiencing in my left leg, from my glute all the way down to my toes, it's not there right now, and it's almost like a new life right now that I feel like I have. And so I'm just mindful that I need to take it easy, that I'm not where I need to be at to be able to be more independent. So BLT, that's what they kept yelling at me about. BLT. Make sure that you are staying right within the center of your torso when you're sitting down, when you're standing up, when you're walking. It's gotten a little easier, but it's only been truly 48 hours since I've had my surgery. So I'm not really in too much of a rush. I have been walking and sitting in a chair like right now, which is really comfortable. And so we got down from discharging. The car ride is just as bad as everybody else makes it sound. No matter how far you have to go or how comfortable the vehicle that you're going to be traveling in is, it's just rough. So just be mindful of that. Perhaps I should have probably brought like a couple of pillows to brace myself, so that when we would take those turns, I could have been in a more solid position. But we got over that pretty well, and now we're home. So they gave me my marching orders, the medications. You know what? If I don't really feel the pain, if my pain is at a 2 still, I don't really want to take the medications, because the constipation from the amount of pain medications that you're on in the hospital to when you get out, it really does affect your ability to move your bowels. And so that's really the last thing that I'm waiting on, is just be able to do that. So I'll keep posting. My next video will probably be on the 7th day mark, and I'm thankful that I had a wonderful team. I'm thankful that I had a wonderful wife that was here to help me out. Even my sister had came down, and I have a huge support system that is supporting my support system. So that's just tremendous, because this takes a lot out of one person, and especially if it's one person helping a person during their recovery. So share the video if you know somebody that's thinking about it. Comment below so we can have a good dialogue. And I thank you and appreciate you guys. You guys have a good day.